It's taken about 50 years for our culture to come around on the war on drugs and the total waste of energies that were directed into that. As we wake up from the terrible policies, cannabis is being recognized all over the world for its medicinal properties, for its recreational properties, as a plant that has co-evolved with human beings, that interacts with our bodies in a whole range of different ways that can be useful, joyful, healing, insight-bearing, and challenging. So cannabis is being integrated into culture right now. But what we have to recognize too is that cannabis is not independent of its cultural associations. And this is where I think there's a lot of room to gain a deeper understanding and a lot of potential. The cannabis cultural movement right now has become very dominated by business interests and by the huge amounts of money that are going to be made through the legal industry. And with that, I feel there's been a loss of the cultural conversation, the conversation led by the artists, led by the philosophers, led by the cannabis connoisseurs, as to how cannabis can be integrated into our culture in a way that actually is an opening of possibility, in a way that responds to the sort of crises of attention, crises of relationship, crises of understanding, crises of acceleration, and so on. I think that when we can bridge the integration of cannabis with a conscious cannabis culture, then we will be really opening the door for some really profoundly positive cultural transformation to occur. Sort of at the heart of that for me is a deepening of relationship to nature and beginning to reweave and heal so much of what has been ruptured in man's relationship with nature. Cannabis is an incredible agent for opening our senses and opening our connection with the natural environment. So one of the projects that's really inspired me that I learned about in Southern and Northern California was a project taking veterans with PTSD out on hikes in nature with cannabis and creating a support environment in which people are coming together, having this deeper experience and really connecting with their bodies. And this is something quite unique that cannabis can offer for people that are working with trauma, that are working with anxiety and other kinds of experiences, is that cannabis can allow a deeper dropping into the body that doesn't require us to disassociate, that doesn't require us to cut off from it, but deepens it. So this is just one of the possibilities for conscious cannabis culture. I'm really interested in having a wider conversation, a conversation with you, and really thinking about what is the fuller potential of this, and how can we integrate cannabis as a medicine, as something which is, for the joy of life, but also something that is connecting with the expansion of consciousness, with the deepening of social relationship, and with the creation of art and meaning for people.